Well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. We wanted to make Jay available. It's the first time he's been able to speak publicly or wanted to speak publicly about the incident in Anaheim. Obviously, it's great to have him back home, back around our team. He's been at the arena the last few days. He's been to a couple of games. It's a great presence in our locker room, and it's just great to see him here again. And with that, Jay, I'll let you make a comment and answer any questions.
Yeah, obviously everyone knows what happened, and from my standpoint, I just wanted to say thank you to Ray Borelli and the training staffs of both our team in Anaheim and the doctors and all the paramedics and everybody who's helped me that night and up to this point. So a scary thing, but everything's been going pretty good lately, and yeah, we'll just continue to evaluate things as they go.
Anybody have any questions?
How do you feel?
I'm at the point now I feel pretty good. Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing about this whole thing is you go from something that happened totally out of the blue and unexpected to being in the hospital for a couple of days, and then now there's some restrictions as to what I can do, but feel pretty normal, so it's a good thing.
Jay, you talk about evaluating things. Does that include your hockey future? Is that settled at the moment, or do you still have to evaluate that?
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. I think that's something I'm definitely going to have to evaluate, but to say I've done that, I wouldn't say fully yet. Yeah, obviously there's decisions that I'm going to have to make, but that'll come later.
Yeah, just to help or clarify, Jay and I have spoken over the last week or so, and we both understand that he won't participate this year in the regular season or playoffs for us. We talked about longer term things that may or may not happen, and both feel that it's February. You don't have to make long term decisions at this point, and so he's going to take time. Again, get back in with his family and be around the team, and he'll address those things as the summer progresses.
Jay, what did it mean to you that just all the support you got around the hockey world, the entire league, and to have your dad there with you as well?
Yeah, the outreach and the support that people have shown has been pretty overwhelming. The actual where this took place and the people that were around at the time, as well as my dad being there on the trip, there were a lot of things that were absolute best case scenario. Having him there just when people don't know what's going on, as far as family, my family, and my wife, my mom, people like that who were able to get in touch with him, and he was able to kind of relay that information was extremely helpful for everybody, and for me, to have someone like a parent or that you're close with there for that support was great. But the support that people have shown has been pretty humbling. I mean, it goes to show you it's sort of the hockey community and how people really do care about each other, and it's a small world, but I'm very appreciative.
Has it been therapeutic for you to be around the team, be in the locker room, and then cheering and whatnot? Yeah,
it's been good. I think everyone, always hear guys talk about, we have a good, close group of guys, and I think it's helped me for sure to come and see them, but I think it's helped a lot of those guys too to see it just acting normal. For me, the incident, I know what happened, but I wasn't there. There were other people that saw what happened, and it was probably more traumatizing for them. So I think when they see you up walking around, it just it helps get things back to normal.
As you skated off ice, did you have any inkling that you were in trouble?
No, it came pretty suddenly. It was, everything up to that point was normal. I haven't been sick or had much going on, so really, it was completely out of the blue.
Although you didn't want to go through what you went through, do you feel blessed that it happened with all this great medical attention there for you?
Absolutely. I mean, I've gone over this a lot in my head, and a lot of things I do or like to enjoy, and where, places where this could have happened and the outcome would have been very different. From doctors in the hospital to pretty much everyone I've talked to, that's the consensus. I mean, it happened in the absolute best place that it could happen, because the protocols that they have in place and the way that people responded so quickly, number one, it saved my life, and number two, just the fact that they could get on it so fast was very helpful.
Okay, obviously not asking any personal information, but the last time Army spoke, you said they're going to try to find out the how and the why. Were you ever able to determine the how and the why?
Not exactly. That's kind of going to be an ongoing thing, I think, for a while. Some tests, and like I said, the doctors both in California, and I've seen the doctors here in St. Louis since I've gotten back, have been very helpful, and I can't explain that stuff the way that a doctor could, but from a lifestyle standpoint, they're, as far as nothing out of the blue comes up, then everything should hopefully be positive moving forward, and we're just kind of taking small steps right now.
For someone you probably started playing hockey when you were, 5 years old, something like that, how here it is to stretch the season, how tough is it not to be out there on the ice doing what you love doing?
It's tough, but quite honestly, hockey hasn't really been at the front of my mind the last couple of weeks. So, like I said, it's surreal because right now I feel pretty good. So, I mean, you can compare it to another injury or something that you've gone through where you're just not playing, but you have to remind yourself of what happened, and it puts things in perspective. So as much as you see guys, I'm a hockey player, I like to play hockey, so sure, you'd like to be out there, but when you put everything in perspective, it's okay to just take a step back right now.
What's it been like at home, just be, spending more time at home, just, at a time of the year when you normally would?
Again,
driving your wife nuts yet?
probably pretty soon, but no, it's been good. Like I said, I was out there for 5 days or something, so I got back, and that's all you want to do is be around your family and focus on them and make sure that they're doing okay. We'll get to the point where I'm sure she'll want to kick me out of the house, but that's why I can come down here, so it's good.
Jay, you're obviously with hockey injuries, you're aware of the technology for people to come back, but now you've got a device implanted in your heart. Has it changed your perspective of the incredible technology that's available to help people out?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that you never think about if you don't have to deal with it. But it really is. It's amazing. It's amazing what they can do, and fairly easily. The procedures are, or at least ones that I had, weren't very invasive or anything. And essentially, you have a backstop implanted in you for if that were to happen again, it would act as a defibrillator, and I think you have a different appreciation and respect for why there are those things, why people take CPR courses, and they have defibrillators and things like that in gyms and arenas and things like that, because this is something you hear about but you don't often see, and that's one thing I've through this, I've learned, I've talked to different people who know other people that this has happened to them, and it seems like it is uncommon, but it's not that uncommon. And for the people that have had a good outcome, like I was fortunate enough to have, it usually depends on being in the right place at the right time.
Jay, have you had a chance, has Yuri Fisher or Rich Peverly, other players who have dealt with this, have you had a chance to talk with them and they reached out?
I haven't talked to either of those guys. I think there's been a lot going on. Obviously, you could share some experiences, and I've been doing good too. I haven't felt the need to have to reach out to someone like that, but I'm sure down the road we'll cross paths.
When did your memory of things click back in? Do you remember you wake up in the hospital? Is that
I was going to the ambulance. By the time I got to the ambulance, I was aware of. I didn't know what had happened, but I was, I could talk and I knew what was going on at that time. So, like I said, I got extremely lucky that way, where they were able to get there as quickly as they did and came out of it pretty quick. So that's obviously very beneficial long term.
Jay, have you purposely not looked at the footage from that incident, or have you looked at it?
No, I haven't looked at it. I actually, being in the hospital out there was pretty good. We were just in our little bubble, and I didn't, I wasn't searching too much out. I think I found those things sometimes can not help you. So maybe one day, I don't know.
Jay, when that happened, so many people were thinking about your wife and family back here in St. Louis. When you were able to finally be with them, I can't imagine what that embrace was like. Could you maybe describe it?
Yeah, again, having my dad there, I think really helped her, and just to get the sort of play-by-play as things were happening. But that's something like this happens. That's what you think of as your family, and I got young kids. They knew something was up. You can't really explain the specifics of something like this to them. So for them to, when they physically see you, it's okay, he's fine, and they move on with things. And obviously my wife was happy to see me, and I was happy to see her. So it's kind of been a surreal experience.
Everybody says you're like one of the fittest Blues. The Blues said several Blues have said in the past that if they needed a survivalist, then it would be you. Because it's your fitness, your hiking, everything that you do. Are you ever at all wondered why me when this happened? Because you're apparently so fit.
Not why me. No, I think more why, what caused that, that sort of thing. And that's kind of with the doctors and all the tests and things that they're trying to pin down. I consider myself pretty fortunate, and I always enjoyed being active and doing that stuff. And that was really the one thing when I came out of things and realized what had happened and what it was going to mean going forward as far as getting this device implanted and all that. It was your lifestyle. Like, can you still do those things that you enjoy? And the outlook is that you can live a pretty normal life. So from my viewpoint, early stages, that was really my biggest concern. It sounds like it's hopefully best case scenario shouldn't be that much of a concern.
Jay, has there been something in life, certain food, a certain moment that you've gone through the past couple of days, you'd be like, God, it's so special just to be able to experience this?
Nothing, not any, one specific thing. I think just the being around my family, that's the most important thing. I think that's what, anytime you go through something like this, or your family goes through things with different people, that's always what you realize is, I think family and the things that are close to you are sometimes you lose sight of things like that when life gets busy, but it puts things in perspective.
Jay, is there anything from a hockey standpoint that you still would like to accomplish? You got the cup, you've got the gold medals, you played for a long time. Is there anything left in hockey for you on the ice?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I think I've accomplished a lot of things that I guess you set out when you're young. I'm proud of a lot of the team accomplishments. I've always tried to be a good teammate and fit in on teams, and to say that I've been a part of some really good teams and to win some. Obviously, last year was special, but other competitions and go to the Olympics and all the experiences that you have, I've been really lucky because I've had a lot of good experience. So.
Jay, what would it be like for you to hoist the cup again on the ice? Obviously not playing it, but to be there with your guys if it happens this year.
It'd be great. I mean, that's the goal. So. That's part of it. I mean, you get more back involved with the team here, and you might not be able to play, but you can still, I think, try to help, and I have some good relationships with guys on the team, and you just offer your support.
We're going to start with the PK tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I don't want to coach, but. No, like I said, you want to be a good teammate, and we have a good, group of. It's a good group of people in that room, so everybody cares about each other, and if the team can have success, then you're going to enjoy it.
Well, Ruby just told us that that his door's always open. He'd like to pick your brain on some stuff if you had some ideas. He was totally serious with you. Be up there. So that, you played. But 1,400 games if you count the playoffs. It's probably something you could offer.
Yeah, I think it's different perspectives on things. I mean, for me, it's that side of things is different. I mean, when you're playing, you're still a player, and you're kind of worried about playing and what you have to do. You're kind of narrow-minded, I guess. But yeah, I mean, if there's anything anybody wants to talk about, players and coaches and. If I decide to maybe have some questions about things, I guess I could go in there too. But like I said, our top to bottom, the Blues have always been a great organization to me and welcoming, and that's from day one since I got here. So as long as you're here, you want to be a part of that.
Are you aware of the ICD? Do you feel it in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's something you've never had before. It's there's some restrictions with it just after putting it in for a little while, it's about 6 weeks, and then it's full range of motion and all that sort of stuff. So it's there, but I think over time it's not invasive or anything. So.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. Over the next, Jay's going to be around our team at home and on the road potentially. I'm asking you to please respect his privacy in certain areas. If you want to talk to Jay personally, please go through our public relations department, and they'll set it up. And it's just great to have Bo back at the Enterprise Center around our team. So, Bo, looking forward to you coming here and being part of the group.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.